Hello, everyone. Welcome to our second presentation for our senior design application, DealDive.
So looking at an update of our progress on the database end, we have now votes, comments, and reports, tags and categories, tables that we've implemented. We've added a geolocational data and saved deals are now all implemented. And then with the back end, we have votes, comments, reports endpoints, deal endpoints, auth middleware, and we've actually deployed. And for the front end, we have deals, comments, votes, and reporting API implemented, Google Maps API integrated, and a majority of the UI built out.
And now I'm going to walk you guys through a little bit of a demo of what our front end looks like. Can someone just give me a confirmation that you guys can see this?
Yep.
Okay,
Yes.
perfect. So here's our initial login page. You can create an account. All of our authorization goes through our Supabase auth right now. I already have an account, so I'm just going to go ahead and sign in. And that brings you to our homepage. There is a map and a list view for our homepage. So you're able to view these deals where they reside on the map, or you can scroll through them on a list. More features about filtering and that will all come in future updates that we'll talk about later. Um, in terms of other features, you can go to your account in order to log out or update your password. But now we're going to take a look at an actual deal. So here we have half off sourdough bread at Publix. So you can click on to actually view this deal and you'll see where it is on the map. And then you can see how many upvotes it has or how many comments are on that page. Um, and all of this is functionally working with our database currently. We also have a save button here where you can save it. This doesn't persist currently, but we have the endpoint on the back end to do that. We just need to implement it on the front end still. Now we're going to actually show you how you create a deal within our application. So I'm going to create a deal here called McValue free medium fries. So for any purchase of a uh, McDouble or a 10-piece chicken McNugget, you get a free medium fry. Special promotion at McDonald's on University right now. So then we can go ahead to our pricing. Normally, let's say that would cost you uh, $8 to get that whole meal, but now it only is costing you $6 and you get the free fries with it. Then we can go ahead and add our location. One aspect that we did add within our front end is the map is totally adjustable. So you can click to a spot. Let's say the spot was over here at the top, but you can also search for the location here. So we're on West University, and then it'll showcase where that actually is. So if you zoom in, it pinpointed the McDonald's on University there. And then we can go ahead and actually publish that deal. So like I said, the deal is now live and been created. So we can go back to our homepage, and I'm going to go to the map in order to find this. One cool feature on the map, if there is multiple deals at the same location, if you click on that, it'll showcase both the deals. So you can click into either of the deals that are at that location. But here we are at the McDonald's. We can click on this, see the deal, and then I'll click into more details. I'm going to say, yes, that is a great feature. Um, this is a great deal. And then I can go ahead and actually post that comment. And then I think as you can see, Christian on the other end is running the front end, and he also upvoted this and left a comment as well. So all of our commenting and voting is currently persisting through our database. Um, and we also have another feature called Report Deal. So if there is a deal that you think is completely fake, you can enter a report and submit it, and then that actually gets sent and stored in a reports table. And then another functionality aspect that we may or may not actually built out is sort of a moderator account where they can go in and view these reported deals and then scan them for other sort of scams. So this isn't 100% finished, as you can tell. These hot deal and saved pages aren't actually going to be their own page and navigation. They're going to be a filter that you will talk about later that'll actually be a part of the map and list views where you can choose to only see your saved deals on the map. Um, but yeah, that is our full functionality that we have working right now for our deal dive.
Hey, so now I want to briefly talk about the planned features for our project. Cole did a great demo. One big important thing he talked about was filtering. So from the user side, we want to have their experience when they find deals as seamless as possible. So how we are planning to do that is have three main categories to filter by, which is tags, categories, and locations. Um, Tags are pretty more specific, and then categories are broader, while location is just the geographic location. And looking at different apps and also just talking to potential users, we figured out that this is probably the best way for them to be able to sort by everything they could want, as well as save deals, which allows users to save a deal that they're interested in. One other one that was on the UI was hot deals. And we think this could also be just a great way to see trending deals in a certain location. And we need to implement the save deals into the DB as well as implement the tags into the backend.
So now I want to briefly discuss our plan for testing moving forward. In terms of technical testing, first and foremost, we plan on continuing our unit integration and end-to-end testing using Jest and Supertest to ensure proper functionality and handling of edge cases.
Yeah, and then from like a practical testing plan, as far as, getting our first 100,000 so on users, we really want to target our principal audience, which happens to be college students. You can kind of intuitively follow that need as, there's not always a ton of income. People are looking for ways to save money, things like this. So we really want to hone in on this audience, potentially have design partners giving us feedback kind of in an iterative cycle so we can continue to develop features that concern our audience. And then also just doing classic accessibility test or checks for our UI, make sure everything functions well.
So now to go over some issues that we faced in development. One issue was the handling of geolocational data in our database. So on the front end, we wanted to be able to work with latitude and longitude or addresses for displaying locations. But in our backend, we needed to handle location using a special PostGIS data type. We wanted to make sure the front end never had to deal with this data type. And we tried a few different approaches to do this, but settled on performing the conversion between latitude and longitude and this data type in the database automatically using a generated column.
Nice. We ran into an issue at first with persistent upvoting and downvoting. Essentially, we weren't persisting the vote count in either direction across both our votes and our deals table, but we were able to fix that with some front end and some back end tweaks.
And another issue that we faced was that we were initially passing user IDs through the request parameters, which is insecure. So we went ahead and implemented authentication middleware to extract user info from the request headers instead.
And then finally, we ran into some redundant call issues where we were calling multiple tables instead of linking them through the back end. And so we're working on resolving that currently. Yeah, so you can quickly read through, but I'm a front-end engineering doing API implementation primarily and working on UI design as well.
I'm on the backend team, and I worked on expanding CRUD functionality for deals, auth middleware, testing, and deployment mostly.
I'm on the front end team working with our map integration and some of the UI color scheming and logos, and then future user testing and UI changes as well.
You're on mute.
I'm on the back end. I worked on the functionality for votes, comments, and reports, as well as making an API spec for the front end.
And I'm full stack working on UI and backend.
And thanks very much. We look forward to any and all feedback that you guys have.